Xenia and Anvita, we're back to give you a bit of a forecast. So, a Astro Tarot forecast for April. And yeah, so, but before we start, we just wanted to see how you guys have been going through the month of March. And Anvita and I will give you also some feedback. And I figured out how you guys can leave comments. So it took me a while, but from this video onwards, you'll be able to leave comments.
We are learning.
I know, right? It's all learning, and so looking forward. If you've got any questions, please feel free to write down, and then Anvita and I will go through it all and then get back to you as soon as possible. Again, we won't be contacting you if you want a reading with tarot or your chart read. You'll have to reach us out directly. And let's just start and have some fun. Yay.
Woohoo!
So how was your March, Anvita? I haven't seen you in a
Oh
while.
my
So
goodness,
how
Lydia.
was it?
It was what a month, I would say. I guess anyone I'm speaking to, they'll say, what a month. And that was the same for me. It was a very reflective month for me. So nothing happened actually on the outside. Externally, it was quiet, but internally, there was just a lot was happening. So because mine was in seventh house, right? So the retrogrades were happening in seventh house for me because I'm a Piscean and Aries descendant. So it was like a deep dive into what I truly love and value in relationship with myself and the other, really. So all that was coming up for me. So I found myself questioning what I want, what lights me up, and what doesn't. And I would like to share one of the biggest realization I had around that, around values, that values are really important for me, like justice, peace, fairness, equality, freedom, what makes me human, right? Love. They're really, really incredible, important for me. And I noticed that I deeply connect on those values with people. And then I reflected on my life as well. And it was like an insight for me that my relationship, like a make and break in my relationship, happens on those values. Like always, values are sometimes fluid, but some of the values are really important for me. And that is so important for me. And I was also very, very conscious about Mercury retrograde, like there was some conflicts happening outside, some misunderstanding, miscommunication happening, but I was just avoiding the need to react impulsively, and gave myself some time before I responded to it. So that really helped me. That's why I do this. Actually, this is the beauty of astrology. It's not about worrying about what's going to happen. Oh my goodness, this alignment is happening, what is going to happen? But understanding the alignment, being conscious of those energies and working with them rather than in opposition with them. So I think that was something which came up. One more interesting thing, I don't know if you realize, like a lot of people, friends of mine said, oh, I'm having these digestive issues. I was not going through anything because I don't have a strong Virgo. I don't know if you realize that some of the people, you or your friends, having some digestive issues or not able to sleep in the night. Maybe, I don't know. Did you feel that you are not able to sleep in the night or waking up at 3 a.m.? What was that? How was it about you? Like, what happened for you, Zinnia?
Yeah, for me, I started getting more ringing in the ears.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't been sleeping well at all. I've been having a lot of nightmares.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I mean, my dog dying and me not knowing where I was going to put its ashes,
Oh,
like really dark stuff. Like I'm like,
oh.
okay, like clearly it's all really subconscious stuff coming up.
Mm.
I've been playing a lot the card of the observer, observing my children being very argumentative, especially my son, and I don't even know where all those planets fall in his chart because I haven't looked into it. But then I'm
Mm.
noticing people arguing a lot more, people having car accidents or accidents with their cars.
Ah,
And I was like, yeah, that's Mercury there. We here on the Gold Coast, we had a big cyclone,
yeah.
and that it's related to. I didn't realize back then when we were looking at it, but even when we did the card, the Empress card came out, and that represents Venus. And
Yeah.
so was fascinating. It was quite interesting to watch all evolving.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of reflections as well on my side, and I'm still not through it. I've been having quite a few breakthroughs personally
Mm,
about, finances and what really means to be abundant, and really making choices and understanding to be really appreciative of the small things.
mm-hmm.
So it's been apologies. It's been quite interesting. And
Yeah.
to be honest with you, I'm really looking forward for this to be over. Just have a bit of a
Well,
break,
you see.
like kind of a
Uh,
break of
yeah.
yeah, it's
And
good
I
to
just
be
wanted to point
reflective.
out, I just wanted to point out that you said about the death and your dogs. So I know that your eclipse is on second and eighth axis, and second is the finances, but eighth is about death. So just reflecting on what death is and things like that, that might come up, which leads to transformation as well. So just wanted to point out because I know your
Yeah.
axis where the eclipse are falling.
And I
Yeah.
have interesting dreams. So I'm been journaling them just to see
Mm-hmm.
how it goes. And some of them are, yeah, once I'm sitting down and unpacking them,
Mm-hmm.
they have interesting meanings. So, but no,
Yeah.
it's been good. So yes, guys, let us know what did you do? What happened? What magic shift you had, breakthroughs, please share.
Yeah.
And
Would love to hear.
yeah,
Yeah.
we'd love to. Yeah, absolutely. Yes, 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 yes.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Zinni, I also wanted to touch upon what happened globally, right? Few things which happened, which was really, we were talking about like Mercury retrograde. Though it wasn't, so Mercury entered its retrograde on 14th, but it entered its shadow on 1st of March. And I don't know if you know about it, that for the Academy Awards, suddenly they were live streaming on Hulu, and there were unexpected technical glitches in the Academy Award. They have to actually apologize. And I'm like, oh, Mercury retrograde in action. As when it started, it was happening personally for me, but then globally, the Academy Awards, all that technical glitches which happened was crazy, on a global scale. Then I was reflecting on Venus retrograde. It's all about reassessing and reviewing our partnerships, right? Which was happening personally. And so if you know that, there is shifts in international relations and priorities, which started by Trump, of course. But then there is Canada has gone into conversation, Russia and Rwanda and Australia. We are engaging in this introspection about our foreign policy, who would want to, who are our allies, and we want to partnership with. We want to, we want to go with our traditional alliances, or we want to act independently. So all this reassessing of our diplomatic relationships is happening, and I'm like, ooh, that's Venus retrograde, reviewing your partnerships really. And that was that. And then also something very interesting happened in the first eclipse, which was Israel broke its ceasefire. And I feel it's very important because all that is happening in Israel and Gaza, starting from 2023, when it was eclipsed in Taurus, everything which is happening there, it's tied to the eclipse, right? And that is really interesting. An eclipse happens and something changes in Israel and Gaza relationships. So now one eclipse season is coming to an end. I'm hoping for the best. Let's see what happens. And the next eclipse season, we all know it was devastating earthquake which happened in Southeast Asia, which was on March 28th, if I'm not wrong. So yeah, and that was the end of the month, which was very devastating and heartbreaking. And my thoughts and prayers go out because I have few people I know who are in Southeast Asia. So yeah, those tragic events unfolded. So yeah, I just wanted to bring that how the globally as well as we were going through this shift internally, globally as well, things are happening, right? So it makes me feel we are just this microcosm of the macrocosm, uh, like it's not just everyone is involved in this shift or change which is happening on the planet. Mm. What do you think, Zenia?
Yeah, I agree. Like it's not whatever is happening within us is
Mm-hmm.
a reflection of what's happening out there. Although people don't realize that, but we're all connected.
So true.
It's all like it's called connecting consciousness, not for a
Mm.
reason. We are all connected, and
So
that's why it's
true.
very important that we don't panic, because when we
Mm.
panic and we live in fear, then that kind of energy gets
Mm.
absorbed by universe and earth, especially when earth goes through changes itself, because we know there's
Mm.
a lot of different energies coming in right now.
Mm.
If we are unsettled, then we magnify it in a negative way. Instead, if we are calm and collected, and we look after our own backyard, then the changes that are out there are more mitigated somehow. So,
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's beautiful.
yeah,
Yeah. And that's where astrology come in, that it's happening and just sitting with it, sometimes, and just working with those energy rather than in opposition and, getting all stressed that it's not going to change ever and we'll get stuck in this energy. That's not true. Yeah, we are all evolving. Yeah, with that.
beautiful. Okay, let's have a look
Okay,
at
let's do it.
April 2025.
April 2025. Okay, before we start with April 2025, when you started, Sini, and you're like, oh, I'm excited for April, but I'm still feeling it, still feeling the eclipse. And that's what April 2025, like until mid April 2025, Venus and Mercury retrograde aren't officially over. And we are still in eclipse season. And a lot of times it's like for 2 weeks, we feel the ripple effects and see situations unfold, as you mentioned, until the next lunation. So it's not over yet, completely, but things are getting like a bit smoother, I would say. Slowly we'll get clarity on those, a little bit of on those things. So yes, you were right. You're still feeling it. I'm still feeling it. Like, that it's still there. So, but of the another thing which I wanted to talk about is this Neptune's major shift, which happened in Aries, it happened in March. So it was 30th of March, and it is here to stay. It's not going away until 2039 because Neptune takes 165 years to complete its cycle. So it's here to stay. So it's a huge change because Neptune is dreams, spirituality, illusion, collective consciousness. And on the other extreme, it is confusion, idealism. So it was in its home sign, which is Pisces, which is again dreamy, intuitive, mystical waters, right? So from 2011 to 2025, it was in Pisces. So if you look back, those themes were amplified, right? And it happened in my life. I found spirituality between that time, 2011 and 2025, right? And a lot of people found spirituality. There was a sudden rise in spirituality between that period. Alternative healing modalities, there was this surge in it, right? In that period. And I found my way back, as I said, to the I met people, many people around me who were like, nah, that's not my thing. They were like, suddenly they wanted to, know about these things, right? And so that happened in that period. And it also dissolved the boundaries. So suddenly there were rise in, because Neptune dissolved the boundaries. Its focus is on oneness, spirituality. So if you see, there was suddenly this rise in policies, more focus on inclusivity, neurodiversity, equity, inclusion initiative. Suddenly there is a rise in that, right? After 2011, if you look back. But then also, it also leads to confusion, deception, misinformation. Suddenly there was a rise in fake news, online scam, disinformation, all that, which happens through WhatsApp and all these, the use of all the technologies. So all that was the era, or we were like until March, and we are still in that era. So all that was changing, changed after 2011. But now Neptune is moving into a fire sign of Aries. It's an action driven sign, right? So it's a huge energetic shift from a passive, escapist, a spiritual, dreamy Piscean to action oriented Aries, which represent courage, leadership, pioneers, action. So I'm seeing spiritual activism, right? Ideologically driven wars, which obviously with all these fascist leaders, some protests, social movement, ideological conflicts, all that might come up, between 2025 to 2039. And in history, if I look back, America's Civil War, which happened when Neptune was in Aries in between 1861 to 1875. So American Civil War happened, a fight for freedom and national identity. Then in 1867, because I'm an Indian, it was the first time Indian force fought against Britishers for independence. And it was not for independence, it was for the ideals they carried, because the rebellion happened because Britishers introduced new military cartridges, which was rumored to be greased with animal fat of pork and beef, which offended Hindu and Muslim soldiers. So they said, no, we don't want to be part of this British army. First time. It was a conflict of ideology, right? Then early feminist movements that started in the same period. Then Karl Marx laid its groundwork of socialist movements in 1867. Same time, right? So this is like ideological conflicts, ideology different driven wars. So we all got a little bit more founded in what our ideologies are, what we stand for, and now this is the time on personal level to take ownership of your beliefs, of your dream. It's not the time for escapism. This era is about stepping up, leading, and making things happen. Activism. This would be the time for activism, innovation. So it's like engage with the world in a meaningful way. That's what I would say Neptune in Aries era would bring in to us. So yeah, anything you would like to add, Zinnia, on this?
I'm taking notes.
Okay, sure.
That's why I'm so quiet. I'm taking notes.
That's all right.
Okay, beautiful.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, let's have a look with the cards. What insight we get from that, and how to navigate the energies of Neptune.
Glasses hurt.
Okay, so clearly we are at the beginning of it. New journey. Lots of emotions still. Yeah. Okay, the world is telling us that the cycle, it's closed. That's why we're entering new territory now, guys. So that couldn't come out better than that. Okay. Yeah, we're definitely still at the beginning of it. We pretty much is even saying to us, I feel like they're even saying to us, they we haven't even started working on our new energies with regard to this new transit. Because the Eight of Pentacles is reversed. So I think we are in complete new territory where people still haven't even, I mean, we're talking about a long time ago. None of us was here. So we haven't gone through it. You know, unless you have a great grandparent alive, and they'll be able to
No,
tell
it's
you
hard.
what it was like back
It's
then.
165 years. No
Yeah,
human is
I
alive.
feel like, yeah, so it's really important that we watch how we feel. We watch our emotions. Okay, beautiful. Now, the other thing they're saying to us is we need to really be strategic in how we are using, again, our thoughts and our words with regard to this transit. Because again, there will be some sides saying that it's good, some sides that is bad. So it's very important that you go back to exactly what you believe in. And in everything you are hearing, you only take what resonates with you. And as Amrita said, with your own values, what do you really stand for? Because there's going to be a lot of, again, deceit and trickery around what we see and what we hear. Okay, so only make sure that you take what resonates and what aligns with you guys, with ourselves. And that's when you are going to be seeing celebration, so victory coming out of this new journey, of this new transit and the energy that goes with it. And also the ability to look at things from like an enlightened perspective. When you guys start learning about the planets and how to use your thoughts and words, and you master your emotions, then you become an enlightened being. And this definitely connected with mastering your emotional self. Yes.
That is so true. That's an amazing guidance for
Again,
Neptune
there's
and Aries.
going
You
to be,
summarized it.
yeah, in general, be prepared that there's going to be a lot of overwhelm and a lot of confusion because of the Seven of Cups. And again, it's important to move away from it. Find a way to absolutely move away from it. Okay, go and search out of all of it, especially when you're talking about dreaming. What is it that you want to, what are you dreaming about? Is it a dream of peace or is it something else? Which kind of dream is it? And then once you've done all of it and there is no more overwhelm, go and act on it, because this guy is having a breakthrough. He's going searching. And if you don't find it in what you are hearing, go look for it. Okay.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Actually, that summarizes the spiritual warriors, what I was talking about, that, knowing this is what I believe in and going out there with love rather than with hate or anger. The Neptune and Aries bring that aspect. Yeah. And being with what you believe in. That's beautiful. Thank you so much, Zenia, for summarizing it. Should we move?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. So it's all not doomed in April. One day in particular is really, really important for in April, which is April 4th, right? April 4th, which is a very, very important day in April. It's the day, if you have been meaning to do something, right? Some change you have been wanting to make, this is the day to go for it. So yes, I know you would say it's Venus and Mercury retrograde, but actually three big astrological alignments are happening at once. And together they are a perfect mix of motivation, which is Mars, breakthrough energy, which is Uranus, and stability, which is Saturn. So we have Saturn, Uranus sextile, Mars, Uranus sextile, and Mars trining Saturn. So if we go, one by one, Saturn represents rules, obligations, structure, realism, commitment. Uranus is like shaking things up, breaking free. So this transit, like you might be feeling a bit, in March, like nothing is moving, that structures are very tight. So it's like loosening up of these structures. But because it's a sextile, it is like gentle. Something would happen which will, like, you may be feeling like you need to break free from an old structure. Like it could be a habit, a job, a way of thinking. This is your moment. It's like finding that sweet spot between stability and freedom, right? So you are not just tearing things down, you are building something better, because there is Mars and Uranus sextile, which will give you that motivation, that action, the drive, and this little bit of rebellion. Yeah. So you'd want to take risk. You would want to try something new, experiment. You would say yes to an opportunity which will come, because Uranus is like suddenly something might come up, right? But it's in a more gentler way. It's not square. So that will bring the Uranus will bring that energy to the mix. And then Mars is also trining Saturn. So that makes this whole thing really special, because it actually has a staying power. It's not just a Uranian energy which comes and goes. It does have a staying power. So you sometimes, like we burst into this motivation, but it fades fast, right? Something comes up and it's gone. So Saturn is bringing in the potential to last. So what I'm saying, if there is something big you have been working toward, this is a great time to commit to it. It could be a personal goal, like, a mindset shift, a creative project. So universe in all this chaos is giving you the drive to start and be patient to keep going. So be really conscious and aware what shows up on your doorstep on 4th of April. Be intentional, be courageous, and trust yourself, right? It's a very good day to be really aware of what's showing up on your doorstep, a new opportunity, right? And it might be here to last, not go, because of the Saturn, and you might feel motivated to go for it really and take the risk. So that is for 4th of March. Would you like to say something to that, Zinnia? Do you think that you want to pull a card or something with that?
Let me start on the 4th of April. Okay, we're getting this in reverse.
Mm-hmm.
So, and the 9 of Pentacles looks like, I wonder if, yes, all the structures, and it's or current, not even, let's not even say old, but it's in your physical. It's structures, things that you are used to will be changing, because this is coming in reverse. Pentacles are all, it's always around the physical reality. Okay, and this is coming in reverse. So you'll be, I guess, we'll be letting go of something. Some of us will be really letting go of something that we surround ourselves with. Okay. Yeah. I'm just gonna do 3 cards on it. Now, it's going to be feeling like we are heavy, somehow heavy, but at the same time, we are letting go of it. I feel like it's going to be really about, because also the 8 of Swords is in reverse, is of course, to let something new in, you have to let go and make room you need to make room for it. So you need to let go of something old. But I feel like it's really that you will feel less heaviness on your shoulders. And I know that won't resonate for everyone, but I feel more like it's going to be about an old structure or something that you were used to going out, where you've been feeling like, okay, cool, I'm so glad I don't have it on anymore. I'm actually glad that there was that shift. I'm actually glad that I don't have to do it anymore. I don't have to think about it anymore, because there will be somewhat of let go of old beliefs or anything that was restricting us on that day. So it would be interesting to see comes that day, and I'm pretty sure it's not just on that day, but it's around it.
Yeah, I guess
Look, what is it? What's happening in your life? And please comment, because it'd be interesting to see what the cards were picking up on. And it's all for healing. Yeah, and watch also, let's watch, I guess, let's watch also what's happening around the world around that day.
Yeah.
It would be interesting to see if there is I don't know, some crash of something. I don't know.
Yeah.
See.
It's interesting. Yeah. Mars 4 might be a more friendly energy, but also as Mercury and Venus are going direct after that. So on March 7, so you might feel that need to, because you are not feeling the same thing, like walking on eggshells when it comes to like communication, travel plans, or technology. So you will see the things will start clearing up after March 7 because, and you will feel the need.
Amrita, you mean April, yeah?
Oh, sorry, April 7, April 7. Yeah, look at that. I'm still in March 7. April 7. And so April 7, Mercury goes direct in Pisces in 27 degree. And so Mercury's direct motion can bring some kind of relief from confusion, right? But it's still in Pisces. So it's not very happy there because it's a sign of dreams. Mercury is like analytical, intelligent, thinking, organizing, and Pisces is like, oh, the dreams and the illusion, a bit of fuzziness. So obviously, you'll not feel the full mercurial qualities, but it's a great time to start making the plans again. But you might feel trapped or caught up in some dreamy, idealistic thoughts. And Mercury is also rising from retrograde alongside Saturn. So that's the planet of reality and obligations, as Saturn is very strong in this April. So you might feel the energy can be more grounded, right? And your thinking can be grounded. So it's like having one foot in the clouds and one foot in the reality. That's the best way of telling you that. So that's why I say you will feel the need to make the quick decisions, but don't rush into those decisions. Give yourself time to evaluate your dreams while staying rooted in reality. And because Venus is also still retrograde, you are still in that space of reevaluating your values and relationships and finances, whatever came up for you, like last month. But on 7, Venus Mercury is both conjunct in Saturn. So it feels like, yes, I'm reevaluating, reassessing, but there's a sense of responsibility or like reality check to those areas in life. So it can also lead to isolation because Saturn represents isolation, depression, loneliness. You want to change things because Mercury has gone direct, Venus is still in retrograde. So you might want to change things, but you're like, oh, no, but I have so many responsibility. So you might feel you don't know what's right for you. You don't know what's your self-worth. So basically the alignments are being asking you or forcing you to look at what's not working in our lives and confront some hard truths. So some hard truths will come up about the re-evaluation you are doing. So 7th of March can be particularly a challenging time after April. After 4th of April, 7th of April can be a challenging time, especially if this energy is activating any of your planets, which is on, what did I say? It was 27 degree of Pisces. If you have some personal planets, you will feel the energy more at that time. So you might feel what you just said is in your cards, that heaviness or restrictiveness. So like there's no escaping the truth, but you don't know what needs to change. But there is also support. Universe will never leave you alone. So there is a support on the same day, which is Venus is sextile Uranus again. So again, there will be this opening to new possibilities, different ways of thinking. So you will have to be very aware of what's happening, because something new or unconventional solution will pop up in your head, right? Because Mercury has gone direct, so your mind will be very active. So tap into those hidden resources and experiment with fresh approaches. Uranus is giving you this support in this time on 7, because yes, you are feeling the tension of Venus retrograde conjunct Saturn, Mercury in Pisces in conjuncting Saturn, loneliness, but it's the time to get real about what's truly important for you and use the Uranus to find new ways of like looking at the same thing. So what are the authentic ways to align your relationships and whatever came up for you last month with your deeper values, right? So Uranus will give you this new way of perceiving information, really. So that's about it, like for the 7th of March. So that it's like similar things are coming up, for us to reflect on. So that's you want to do card, or we move to new moon actually? Do you think it's important?
Yeah. So it's for on that day they are saying more it's really a celebration day. There's going to be celebration, or you are going to be most likely realizing that everything you've gone through March, it's now time to celebrate that you made it through. Or as Amvita said, because of this card, I feel like it's probably going to be you've gone through a lot of thinking and breakthrough, and it's time to celebrate all you have achieved in that period, whatever it is that you might have realized. Okay. Yes, more balance, and again enlightenment. So everything that March was, and all the thinking that you're doing, and whatever you have understood, even you might not have got rid of it, you understood that something doesn't serve you anymore. There's the universe wants you to already celebrate that as a victory, because in long term will be bringing you more balance, and again looking at things from a different perspective. But it's also saying you also have to be patient and good to yourself. Okay, changes don't, although we love changes to happen fast, they don't happen fast, because our bodies, our mind, our souls have to adjust to it. So yeah,
But
be interesting to
also
see
there
what
will be a
happens.
feeling of that it could be a challenging time as well with celebration. So it can be 7th of April can be that too.
I think again, the more card I pull, the more it's going to be a gift that will be given to us on that day, for more independence. So it'll be interesting to see what happens on that day, or around that day, because we're really going to be gifted and seeing it physically, because again, Pentacles, and it's abundance and independence. So looking forward to it.
Yeah, I know. That's what the cards you pulled. It can be the Uranian energy can be very strong on that day instead of the Saturnian energy, because it's giving a relief to Mercury and Venus, the Saturn from the Saturn. Yeah. It's like, yeah. So shall we move on with the
Absolutely. Yes, let's talk about moons.
yeah, so we have two in the lunation cycle starts on April 12th. So on that day, two alignments, very powerful alignments are happening on April 12th. One is Venus goes direct in Pisces. and Venus is really exalted in Pisces. But it's still conjunct Saturn, which we talked about. And we also have a full moon. Then after a few hours, there is full moon in Libra. So this is a moment of closure of, so whatever have you been feeling with the eclipse season, the chaos which is happening, it's like a significant turning point on April 12th. So let's talk about when Venus goes direct on April 12th, which is 24 degree of Pisces. So basically, after weeks of reevaluating your relationships, values, finances, Venus will finally move forward. And it's very happy because it's exalted in Pisces. There can be some clarity of, like you said, of purpose and trajectory. But even though Venus is moving forward, it is still conjunct to Saturn, which is again a reality check planet. So there's still an energy of responsibility and commitment in the air. You may think through before making major decisions, right? After all the evaluation, you might want to jump into decisions, but you might think over it. So Saturn's influence is good because it's asking you to build foundations that are strong and sustainable rather than taking impulsive decisions which you have evaluated or found out. And then after that, there is full moon in Libra, which is the ruler of Venus. So it is, Libra is ruled by Venus, right? So full moon in Libra is on 23 degree 20 minutes. So you can look up your chart and where actually it falls. Wherever it falls, it will, if it is touching your personal planets or houses, that will change the energy, of course. But actually, Libra is all about partnership. It's about relationship. So it can be the time for a lot of people of letting go, like whatever you have evaluated, of letting go of any attachments, releasing codependence, any unhealthy relationships with whatever house it sits in, any patterns of like overgiving, self. So it's asking you to build mutual partnerships, right? And at the same time, something else is happening, and how you'll be doing it is sun is conjunct. So full moon is when moon and sun are opposite in your birth, in your chart. So the sun, which is opposite to the moon, is conjunct Chiron, and Chiron is trauma. So that will bring an additional layer of intensity to this full moon. So Chiron, when meets sun, it will bring up the old wounds. So how you identify yourself? So what are the old wounds with your past experiences in your family, in your relationships? So all those past trauma, the survival mechanisms which you built, you will come face to face with that, and how it has shaped your sense of self and how you interact in your relationships. All that will come up, and that would help your full moon to release. So that is all is happening on 12th. So basically on 12th, Venus goes direct with Saturn. Full moon happens, sun is in Chiron. So all that trauma affecting your sense of safety, security, and happiness. So are you holding on to something from the past that's preventing you from having happy and fulfilling relationships, right? Or is it helping you or not helping you or preventing you to feeling secure in your own birth? So it is also asking you to release, and so whatever come up, full moon will ask you to release any emotional baggage, any old wounds, it which hold you back from feeling whole and worthy of love. So April 12th is the chance for you to heal, and you can use the energy of Chiron on the 12th of May to help you move past. So things will come up. It will be very emotionally intense on 12th of May, 12th of April. So it will ask you to help move past these old patterns and redefine yourself. Embrace your self-worth, asking yourself that you are recognizing that you are worthy of happiness, worthy of healthy relationship, worthy of security, right? Step into your power, break free of unhealthy thought patterns, unhealthy relationship patterns. So it's going to be intense, April 12th, after all that work you are doing, but you will have a freedom and clarity, which will be invaluable, I would say. So hold on, guys. There's something there, but it's going to be amazing. Yeah, Zinnia, I
So
think I saw that you pulled a
I
card.
know this
Yeah.
one just flipped out, and this is all
Ah, jumped
about
out. Yeah.
fast and fast moving energy. Is a nine of
Uh-huh.
wands, is full of fire, it's young, and man, it just goes for it. It doesn't think, it just goes for it. It's
Uh-huh.
yeah. So be interesting. As soon as when you were talking, that just came out. So let's
Uh-huh.
take a look what advice we're getting for the 12th of April. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be a day of choices, making
Mm-hmm.
choices based on what fills your cup because of the lovers. So whatever choices you are faced with, make sure that they align again with your values, with the things that really you love doing. Okay. Again, emotions. Make sure that you check your emotion, you become the observer of it, especially if you get triggered by anything. And again, stability. I wonder if there's going to be, I don't know, I mean, is a male energy more of it? What do you think, Anvira? Is it more
Yeah,
male
Saturn is a
energy there?
quite a male energy.
Yeah,
Quite, yeah.
because we are looking at the emperor, which is the male of the tarot, is the father of the tarot. So it's grounded, it's stable. So I wonder if there's going to be stability in it as well. So make choices that spark you. It's connected. They are definitely connected to your heart, and I feel like there's going to be more stability in it. Again, we're getting the same card again now. We had a reverse before and now twice in the same way, and you saw me shuffling.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about becoming more independent
Mm.
in this reality and standing for what we believe in. And there's also going to be some surprises, so it'll be interesting to see what that is.
Surprises. Yeah, Uranus is uh, surprises, but as well. Yeah, let's see what happens in full moon. But it's also about, yeah, letting go of the things which
Letting
are
go. There you go.
stopping you. Yeah, amazing.
Moving into different direction. And
Mm.
again, see, I keep pulling, and we got the duality here on making sure that you make choices based on what you love. And again, duality here, which is about doing shadow work. In
Mm.
whatever decision you are making, standing by your values, there is always a good side and a less good side, depending on how you're looking at it. So make sure that you do your shadow work on it.
Yeah, Chiron is all about shadow work, really. Yeah, it's about the
There you go.
wounded healer. Yeah, amazing, amazing. Thanks, Ziria, for that. Should we move?
Yes, let's go.
Okay. Okay, so after that, we move to another powerful and intense day, which is April 26th. So, what's happening in April 26th? Let's dive in. It's going to be a powerful and intense opposition. It's the last one. So, the first time we had Mars and Pluto opposite to each other was on November 4, 2024, which was in Cancer and Capricorn. The second one happened on January 2, Leo and Aquarius. And this is the final opposition between Mars and Pluto. And Mars and Pluto is are very intense, as you said, masculine planets, and they are opposing each other. So Mars is action, aggression, war, and Pluto is power, transformation, like trauma, death, all that is Pluto. So basically, Mars and Pluto both deal with battles, right? It could be literal, psychological, emotional, but it is battle, and they both are opposite each other, right? They are in the field, like opposite, fighting with each other. So last few times we have experienced this transit, like in November. And January, globally, there were power struggles in the world which are happening. Intense, bringing up fear of things to the surface and exposing like these deep-seated issues. So personally, if you might be feeling it, like, so if you can think back to past couple of months in November and January, have you found yourself engaging in battles, whether that's within your own mind, your relationship, or in the bigger picture of the world? Like you're seeing what's happening and unfolding, and you have found yourself, battling over that with other people. Because it's Mars and opposite Pluto is a triggering transit. It's a kind of energy with whatever is happening around us, it kicks in survival mechanisms because it's Pluto, survival, which we build up to keep ourselves safe. And that's why we fight or react from a place of fear or instinct. That's Mars and Pluto, right? Something trigger us and we go in our, when we were a child and something would have happened and we fight and react from that space. So in this transit, really the key is to confront those survival mechanisms, to confront and see that little child who was feeling unsafe when he was young, right? They were young. And then respond to that with maturity. Choose your battles carefully. Don't just like engage in fights or power struggles for the sake of it. Ask yourself, are you fighting for something that's worth it? Or are you just swept up in the chaos? Are you reacting? Or are you responding? So basically, this is the time to act in alignment with what you truly believe in. What Zinia just now you said that, acting in alignment with your beliefs and values. So this is the time, 26th of March, is the time of intense personal transformation. So you can also reflect back on November and January. It requires us to stay present with the difficult and challenging bits. But it's happening for you, and it's not just you, but all of you, right? We all are in this together. So if someone is reacting, just stop and think. They are also having a Mars and Pluto opposition, right? And we can't control them, but we can't control ourselves because we know about it. So just understand that we all are having this, right? So if you find someone else agitated, triggered, just check in with your emotions, stay grounded, and use that energy to propel you forward, like rather than reacting, rather than engaging in conflict. So 26th of March, April can be a time when you want to, enter into conflicts, right? And you feel like, I want to fight for my survival, I want to fight for it. But just take a pause. That would be my suggestion. And if you have anything before I move on to new moon Taurus, yeah.
Again, while you are talking, and I'm shuffling to make sure that we don't get the same cards, although they're still coming out, we're getting again the High Priestess, which is again, you might come, things that you don't even know and expect will come to light because the High Priestess is the keeper of secrets, okay? But it's also, again, about shadow work, the light and the dark. So, as Amrita said before, if you got any emotions or that are raising up, ask yourself, how is this serving me? Why are you coming up? But let's have a look what else comes forward. What advice can we give us on how to navigate the energy on that day? Same. The theme is the same. It's all for the best. Yeah, emotions again. Oh, yeah. Again, we spoke about surprises, things coming from nowhere, from underneath. And yes, there's going to be surprises coming. While you are about your day, there will be things happening to you, like happening for you that you were not expecting. Okay. But again, remember that it's for independence. Stay hopeful because it's something that it's meant to be. And again, keep in check your emotions, like Anvita said.
That's so important in this time, really.
Yes.
And I guess that, which brings me, have you done the cards or you have something else?
So I wanted just to say again, I'm repeating the fact that make sure that knowing that it's all for you and for the betterment of you, pay attention to your limiting beliefs. Pay attention to the people, the thoughts, the surrounding that keep you trapped. Or you feel like they're keeping you trapped because you're really not. We all make choices, okay? Yeah, there's something to learn from it. And again, make sure that you keep in check, like you ground yourself and you only really pay attention to what's most important. Don't waste your energy on things that don't matter. Like Ambita said, pick your battles. Because again, the only things that you can't control is the way you are reacting to what's happening around you.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
It's so important to be, aware and conscious, because
be your own master.
it's not here to kill you. It's here to just for the growth. Pluto is not here to kill. I have a strong Pluto. I know it's about transformation and growth. Yeah. And actually, we are entering, so the next state's new moon Taurus. And yes, Taurus is again, Venus rules Taurus. So you'll think, oh, it's going to be an easy one. But no, it has a strong Plutonian energy again, because this new moon is, so we talked about the Mars Pluto opposition, which was happening on April 26th. So this new moon rises and it is squaring the Mars and Pluto opposition. It forms a T square. So the new moon might trigger even more emotion or bring you face to face with your deepest fears and desire. And especially new moon is about new beginnings. So, but it's emotional. It's about, moon is emotions, right? So it can challenge your sense of security, your stability, and it will force you to, in a way which you have not want to confront in April 26th, it will force you again emotionally to confront those values and self-worth and all of that, right? So it's here to for you to reflect on what you truly value, which is the uh, which is Taurian energy. It could be in your relationship, career, personal development, but it's about what you truly value and then manifest from that space, because new moon, it's the time to plant the seeds for the future. And the Pluto energy in the mix, you will experience the powerful transformation, and Mars give you the drive in taking action. So basically it will give you the clarity about what you stand for, what you want to build through all that is happening. And new moon will give you the energy, and you can manifest at that time, because new moon is the time of manifestation, to push forward with confidence. So I would actually ask you a question, like you can reflect on what areas of my life do I need to evolve. How can I align my values with my desires and the goals? What am I ready to let go of in order to create something more stable and secure? So all that question, those questions about your stability, security, what you want to build, it's all about values, realignment with your values. That's what is coming up in this month, I would say. So yeah, April 26, 27 are really important days that can actually, after all that happened, the confusion, it could help you to move towards something new and powerful, to reflect, release, and manifest, right? So yeah, Xenia, if you would like to do a card for that.
Going to be a healing, time for healing again, and connection. Again, come from your heart. Whenever you're getting those days of challenges, it's very important that you go back to your heart. What's in you?
Beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah, coming out of lots of confusion. They're saying to us, don't worry about it. Whatever worries are coming up, go back into your heart space. Okay, if you're waking up at night, just do a little meditation, reconnect to your heart, and go back in that. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of let go. Like it's again, the Ten of Swords is all about letting go of the past and new beginnings. So it's a new dawn, right? So yeah, while there's going to be up and downs, again, it's about healing, reconnecting to yourself, reconnect to your loved ones. And I love it that it's the Two of Cups, which represents healing, is under a reverse Three of Swords. And it's also probably about even having some fun. So don't forget, while you are balancing a role, just make sure that you also have some fun, because the juggler is a dancer. So, has some fun.
That's so important in all this work.
It is, isn't it? Yes. So, and again, stay focused on what you want to bring in, because it is a new beginning. Again, we're getting the death card.
That's so true. That's so true. Yeah, that's amazing. Thank you so much. I guess you have really summarized, but do you want to do cards for the entire month, or what do you think? Like,
Let's do
it
just
was bit
again. Let's
easy.
see. Be interesting to see if we actually get the same cards. Okay, so how are we to navigate the months of April 2025? What insight or more insight we should get about how to navigate the months of April? Oops, this one is flying out. Make wishes, guys. What are you wishing for? I love this card. This card, that's one of my, and also be careful what you wish for.
So true.
In the sense of make all positive wishes for you and others, because, yeah. What else? Yeah. Mentally, things will get better. Like, even though things will get better. Yeah. Stay focused and determined, because the Chariot card is all about success. Yeah. Don't let your limiting beliefs or the people that limit you, or anything that limits you, get in the way. Go and reflect on what this means. Who is limiting you? Who is limiting you being your true self? And go and get rid of that. Move on. Yes. Look, in general, it's very important that we need to be aligned. Our minds and our heart have to start to really be alignment. It's going to be a slow move towards whatever we want to be bringing in. It's going to be slow, guys. Again, like we said before, while we really want changes to be quick, they are never quick, because we need to adjust. There's always a period of adjustment. So there might be even fast communication, but it's fast energy coming in fast, okay, for the better of all of us. But it's yeah, emotionally, it's important that we stay grounded. Okay, but I love this. Start making wishes. What is it that you want to be bringing in for the rest of the year, or until we have these energies, which was what, 2039? So it's a long time. So start making wishes, and although it's going to might take time for the celebration to come, but it's important that we start that process.
Beautiful, beautiful. They are really positive cards, I would say, Xenia. They're really good cards.
The cards are always good.
Yeah, that's so true. That's so true. But they also bring a lot of hope, these cards. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Thank you. So before I end, I just want to say something. Like, I always feel that, sometimes these forecasts, we just don't get too caught up in it, right? Like, you become anxious about it. These energies of the planet, we are seeing our perspective on it, right? You are doing the cards, I'm doing the astro reading, but it unfolds. We are that many billion people. It unfolds in different ways because it is impacted by our houses and all of that. But the key is to work with the energy as it comes. So rather than manifesting what's going to come, just let it come and then work with it, right? So tap into it with the best of your abilities. So I feel that these forecasts are really good. The I mean, forecast is a funny word. It's like there's so many possibilities can happen. A lot of things can happen, internal, external. Just play with these energies rather than, looking for a set thing to happen and then missing those little subtle, intuitive, things which happen, right? We forget it and we are expecting something big to happen. This happens with me a lot. When I started astrology, that started to happen. And I'm listening to it and I'm like manifesting something, or I'm looking for this major breakthrough, which was like the stepping stone towards something big I'm going to create. So I guess that's what I wanted to bring in there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all about not setting expectations.
That's so
It's
true.
very important that we learn to, like be open to receive instead of setting boundaries. Because whenever we set expectations at a certain, whatever it is, like then we are not allowing universe to do exactly what, or be more open to other opportunities because we are set, we're really strict. But anyway, the point of all of this and the aim of why Ambida and I are doing this is to have a chat, have some fun, give you our expertise. And again, if you have any questions, just ask. If you would like a private reading because you are finding those energies challenging, just book a reading with us. And we're just wanting to help. That's all we're trying to do. So, yeah, hopefully you guys find it fun.
Sorry, my dog. Just
Yeah, you dog. I've got children screaming,
yeah, I
dogs barking.
know.
That's
Just
like
want
I'm
to sit on
muting myself.
just sit on my lap. It's like, what are you doing? I want to sit with you. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. The energies must be good then, isn't
Yeah.
it? Anyway. Beautiful, Amvita. Is there anything else we need to add before we go? I don't think so.
No, I think we covered a lot. Like,
I know it is, isn't it? I know. Well, I
it's a
need to
lot
be
happening.
full. It's full. Like,
But there's movement this month, right? In March, there was less movement. There was all reflection. But in April, I can feel with the planets going direct, there is some movement, which could create some kind of momentum and mobilize something. So I guess mobilization is a good term for this month.
okay, yeah, yeah. That might become the title of this video.
Yeah. Yeah.
Beautiful. Anyway,
Okay.
bye
Thank
everyone.
you.
Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, and we'll see you next month.
Yeah.
I don't know if Ambida and I will decide to do 1 month, maybe mid-month check-in because we're just going with the flow. We'll see where this goes. Otherwise, thank you for watching and we'll see you next
Thank
time.
you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.